Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome to my YouTube channel and consider subscribing below if you are enjoying all my videos. Today I am going to be showing you guys how to rig the NCX Severne sail. This is due to a big request after posting my previous video of how to rig a Severne race sail. And I'll put the link for you guys up here and in the description below so that you can also follow that video. The NCX is a camberless freeride sail. It rigs quite differently to the full-on race sails of Severne, such as the Mach sails, which has 4 cambers, the overdrive and race sails, which has 3 cambers, as well as the turbo sails, which has 2 cambers. Those sails, they rig very similarly, so it's very valuable if you can look at my race sail rigging video for those sails of Severne. So for the NCX, it's a little bit different than those sails, and that's why I decided to do a completely different video for this sail. The NCX is a very unique free race sail because Severne uses severe skin tension to give it some of the properties that a full-on race sail would have. Because it is a camberless sail, it is the ideal sail for the weekend warriors who wants to push their limits on the water in racing conditions. A sail without cambers is a lot less effort to rig and maneuver on the water. Today we are going to rig the Severne NCX, and this sail goes with the standard 460 Severne Mast. It's best if you can work the mast through all the way to the top, working from the boom cut out, because it's much easier to work it from this angle. Make sure that you stick strictly to the measurements that they state on the sail for the mast extension and the boom settings, because that's very accurate, especially when your sail is less than a year old and it hasn't stretched yet. It's always ideal, once again, to use the Severne components because, like in this situation, the pulleys are lining up perfectly using a Severne extension with a Severne sail. So it makes it a lot less effort to rig the sail. So downhaul the sail halfway so that you can easily put on the boom. So the difference between the Gator Severne sails and the NCX Severne sails is that the Gator is a free ride sail, whereas the NCX is a free race sail. So the NCX has definitely got a slightly deeper profile than the Gator sails, which gives it a little bit more of a racy characteristic. So that's why it could really be beneficial to also use an adjustable outhaul kit on the NCX. The Severne NCX doesn't come with a double pulley system like the full-on race sails like the Machs. So in order to be able to put on an adjustable outhaul kit on the NCX, you can customize your own pulley system so that it enables you to use an adjustable outhaul with this free race sail. After attaching the boom and setting the boom height, you can downhaul the sail completely. So if you have used all the correct components and followed all the measurements on the sail, you should be able to downhaul the sail to the fullest. So you can see that the leech is loose where the boomerang starts at that point. So the sail loosens up all the way to the top. After you've pulled the downhaul, you'll see that the outhole is very loose, so it presses a lot against the boom. So now you can set your outhole tighter. Set the outhole so that it has got enough play and that it doesn't fully bag against the boom, but only touch lightly on some parts of the boom at the back. Severne aimed to mimic the profile of a full-on race sail with the NCX without using cambers. So in order to optimize that, it is vitally important to have the correct skin tension on this sail. So in order to get the perfect skin tension, it's really important that your batten tension is optimized. So as you can see with this sail, it is ideal to have the bottom 3 batten tensions as is tightest in order to get that proper profile onto the sail. And then moving on to the middle batten, this one is at a medium tension. And the top 3 battens, only tighten them until the wrinkles disappear. So they shouldn't be as tight as the bottom battens. The NCX is one of the most versatile sails in the Severne catalogue, because it's got elements of a race sail and elements of a free ride sail all in one. This is the kind of sail that I used a lot to train race sailing before I went over to the full-on race sails of Severne. The NCX comes without the adjustable outhole setup, and it's not vitally important to have an adjustable outhole on the NCX. But if you just want to widen that range of wind conditions that you can use the same sail size, the adjustable outhole kit really makes that window quite a bit wider. So the NCX is the ideal sail if you want to get into racing but you do not want to go all the way into the full-on race sails. This setup is also less expensive than the full-on race setup. It is super light, super fast, powerful, and with this profile through the skin tension, it really mimics a great portion of the full-on race sails. So it's a great all-round sail for all levels. So if you're a racer and you want an easy, super fun and fast rig, this is the way to go. I would say that the best board to pair with your NCX is the Severne NCX Free Race board. But the magic of the NCX is that it has got elements of a race sail, so you can use it with a full-on race board like the Isonics or a free race board like the Fox of the Severne range. If you want to have a lot more information on the Severne Fox, I did an in-depth review. I'll put the link in the description below and also up here for you guys, so check out that video after you've watched this one.